Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, I want to continue on the conversation in regards to the attack on the First Amendment. As you all know, independent journalist Don Lemon, along with another independent journalist, Georgia Fort, were amongst four others who were arrested after the video of them attending a protest in Minneapolis, where a group of anti-ICE protesters went into a church. Some folks can say they barged in, invaded the church, disturbed the church, trespassed. There's so many ways you can kind of point it out. But Don Lemon, Georgia Fort were acting in their First Amendment right to report on what was happening. Now, I can't speak on as far as for the protesters. I've shared here, and I'm very open about it, that I don't think you should protest inside of a place of worship, whether that's a mosque, whether that's a Catholic church, whether that's a synagogue, or again a Christian church. I do not think it is right to protest inside of a church, and we'll talk a little bit more about everything later on. But fast forward from that, arrests were made. The federal agents had arrested Don Lemon, I believe, a couple nights before the Grammy Award show, and they had arrested him. He was in custody, and he has since been released without bail. Before him was Georgia Fort. There have been so many individuals, especially those in the world of journalism, supporting Don Lemon. We'll discuss everything from start to finish. How, where did this start? How's it gonna end? In addition to that, my friends, I want to talk about Melania Trump, the first lady, wife of President Donald Trump, recently had a documentary out that did not go quite successful, which is no shocker. I'm trying to see why it was even made in the first place, in all honesty, because you rarely hear from Melania. She's a person of but few words whenever she is talking. It's really just kind of stand there, smile, and keep it moving. That's just in my opinion. So gonna talk about that. Also, I want to bring this up to all the relationships, to all the couples out there, and those that are in serious relationships or starting in a serious relationship. Should old thirst trap pics be deleted when you are in a serious relationship? And when I mean by thirst trap pics, I'm talking about the thirst traps, ladies. When you're on social media and you're flaunting your body, if you're on a beach, or if you're, I don't know, anything that seems a bit flirtatious. And that goes for men too. I'm not just, not just like, but men too. Is it wrong to have previous thirst trap pictures still in your archive, in your social media? Is it wrong to still have that when you're in a serious relationship? We'll talk about it. Let's see, what else do we have on the chat? We got a few more stories we're gonna be sharing, hopefully, if we have some time to. But as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it. As you know, we drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's iHeart, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find the Arrington Gavin Show. Also, you can listen to us on the radio airwaves. WBOK 12:30 a.m. out in New Orleans, man. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Yes, 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. what New Orleans is talking about. Then we're gonna fast forward over to the Metro Atlanta area. That's right, Metro Atlanta area, WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Arrington Gavin Show. And y'all heard the good news. Y'all heard the great news, man. As I mentioned before, we are continuing to grow this platform, y'all. We are continuing to grow this show, and I just couldn't. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm so blessed to announce that. And we mentioned on social media, and we mentioned on the show before, but I'm so honored to share that the Arrington Gavin Show, starting March 6th, will be heard weekly on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM Las Vegas, baby. That's right. We are growing, and we've adding another radio station on our resume here. You guys, sorry, I'm so excited I can't even get the words out. You all will be able to listen to the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays at 8 p.m. West Coast time, y'all. West Coast time, 8 p.m. West Coast time, starting March 6th. Again, Arrington Gavin is coming to Las Vegas, KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas, baby. So very excited to be joining that great station with so many amazing programs up there. I've tuned into a few by way of streaming, because I'm in the East Coast, so I'm always checking in on their shows at a different time. But yeah, just very excited. We got a lot of growth happening in 2026. It's still the beginning, y'all. It's still the beginning, and I hope y'all 2026 is starting off very great. But we are continuing to just keep the ball rolling, working hard. All right. And we have goals that we are continuing to want to pursue. And so, yeah, just very fortunate. Also, my friends, if you'll do me a favor, for those who are watching us right now, help us reach 5,000 subscribers. That is our goal. That is a campaign we're doing right now. Please, if you continue just to spread the word about the Arrington Gavin Show. For those who are already subscribed, I thank you. Look, share with a friend, share with family. If you are big into just great conversations, yes, we talk a lot of politics here. We talk a lot of things, opinionated things. But hey, we all have an opinion, right? But we talk a little bit about everything. I'm just here to keep you up to speed as what's happening on our digital airwaves, as well as on our TV screens. So again, and we have great interviews with some awesome people from the world of medicine, health and wellness, sports, entertainment, politics, you name it, activism work. We talk with them all. We talk with them all. Nobody is uninvited, as long as you're not an individual that wants to promote hate towards individuals or specific groups. No, we don't welcome that here. But again, we just have some great stuff happening here on the show. So again, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with the friends, share with family. Help us get to 5,000 subscribers. That is our goal, y'all. That is our goal for 2026. All right, my friends. Before we I'm missing, how can I forget? Also, y'all can watch past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on GOATverse TV. That's right, GOATverse TV. Download the app today. Available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. So I can't forget my GOATverse TV family, y'all. All right, look, my friends, we are gonna head to a commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. First up, I really want to talk about this because I'm always going off script here, and out of order. We've all have heard the news about independent journalist Don Lemon, former CNN, longtime CNN host or anchor. He has now started his own company. I believe it's called Lemon Media Network, and he has grown well over 1 million subscribers on YouTube alone, and it continued to grow on a variety of platforms. He was in Minnesota to report on the growing protests happening in Minneapolis, the anti-ICE protests. And so when he arrived there, he had reported on a group who was going to be protesting at a church, and a lot of his colleagues in the world of journalism will say, I don't know, going inside the church, that's a lot there. But he was still in his right to report on it, right? And he wasn't the only one. But let me go ahead and I'll play you some clips here, and then I will we'll talk about it on the other side. So let me go ahead and bring you some of these clips that I've pulled. This is from Don Lemon's platform. Let me see here if I can. Here we go. So this is one interview that he had with the gentleman who was a part of the anti-ICE protest. So they decided to go to a church. You can say invade, you can say trespass. The organizer said they were invited. It's always hard. And let me actually, before I bring this up, let me explain here what I mean by that. If you are a member of a religion, if you are a, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, your spiritual leader is always going to say, hey, look, the door is always open. We do not turn anybody away. So I was thinking, because I'm like, was the organizer invited? Really? Or, it's different, because if the pastor would have known that the group would have came in there and disturbed their service, their place of worship, then he probably would have, thought differently. But they end up attending. And the reason why they attended this local church in the Minneapolis area is because one of their pastors of the church also serves a leadership role in with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Minnesota. So some congregants fled out the side door during the disruption, and at least one person was reported injured in the chaos. So that's from Fox News. Okay, so that's already a big no-no, because you're causing harm to a place of worship. Now, let me bring this up real quick. Well, actually, let's play clips that I've pulled, and then we'll kind of discuss it at the end. So let me go ahead and share this with you.
I'm here to stand up for immigrant rights. I'm here to stand up for humanity. We're seeing a clear violation of the Constitution every day. So I'm standing up in my immigrant community. We're all immigrants. We're all the sons of immigrants in this nation. Yeah. My ancestors showed up at Ellis Island. We're given a name. We're given citizenship. Why is it not the same now?
I just spoke to a man, and he said, this isn't the way to do it. If I came into your house, you might feel a different way about it. That the Biden administration let in a lot of people that were dangerous and committed crimes. And now this administration is trying to correct that. He doesn't like some of the ways they're doing it, but it needs to be done.
The real criminals have always been in the White House. The real criminals have always been in Congress. These people are here to work. These people are here making our communities better. They're making our communities stronger. So we're here to protest their lack of action. All the people in this church, they're living real comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. So if we disturb their Sunday, oh no, nobody should have comfort right now while our immigrant communities are afraid to leave their houses.
When I explained to him that most of the people they're detaining have no criminal convictions and no criminal records, and that immigrants and undocumented people commit far less crime than native-born Americans, he said I was a biased journalist because I presented him with facts.
It's really easy to ignore what's happening, so that's why we're here. We're here to hopefully change a few minds, hopefully to wake a few people up. I was encouraging people in there to be at Whipple with me later today, standing up for the community.
Why are you here?
So that was a gentleman who was a part of a part of the protest that had attended the church. Now, again, I'll give you my 2 cents. I am not a fan of, I don't think they should have gone inside the church. I think protesting, especially at a place of worship, should be outside of the church. That's my 2 cents, and I'm always going to be sticking to it. That's my opinion in that. I think it was wrong for them to go inside of the church, even if you don't even go in there and damage property. The yelling people are already going to be like, look, I'm here to, again, my place of worship. I'm not trying to, here I see what's happening, but it's still not right. Let me go, let me this, let me that. So boom. That's just my take on that. Now, you heard one of the protesters share why they are there. But now let me go ahead and let you hear from one of the members of the church. So now you're hearing, different side here.
Think of it.
I'm a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
Oh, what do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're angry?
I don't understand any of this because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who loves the Lord and is a good father. This is what we look forward to, is coming, being with our family and praising Jesus. And that's not something that we have to run away from. So this is kind of a bad day for us. But, we're going to heaven. So that's the best news we got.
Do you understand that some of these folks feel voiceless?
I don't understand, because right now I'm so upset right now. I don't really have I'm thirsty and I can't think very clearly. So what I want to do is just say, we love you. My son and I love you guys. And
I'm a journalist. They're activists.
The simplest thing we can say is that we love you guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Well, whoever's here in this house.
Okay.
We don't distinguish between Christian and non-Christian. We love everyone. We want everyone to come to heaven.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We want folks to go to heaven. And if we need to talk about these things, then, this isn't the time for that, really.
But don't you think until we go to heaven, or if you believe in that there should be some sort of peace here on earth, and that people should have agency, and we shouldn't be beating the street, and we should be abiding by the Constitution?
I think that's just a little bit loaded for me right now. What you're doing.
Why so?
Well, I don't want to interview right now. I don't want to interview. I just want to tell you guys I love you. I don't need to interview right now because I want to be with my son. It's Sunday. It's time for rest and for renewal. I would like to answer your question. I just can't right now.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do you think?
And again, it is... so many folks have their opinions on on that, because I have a third one I'm going to share with you. But so many folks have their opinion on this, because the gentleman that said, look, he came out hands up. Now, again, having your hands up, he's thinking like somebody's gonna, I guess, harm him in any way, because I take it the protesters in there were raising their voices, letting them be heard. And Don and I don't have the clip here, but Don had the opportunity to interview the pastor, and the pastor was generous to to answer his questions. And then he said, look, I just have to say, I have to look after my congregants. So I wish I could help, but I can't. There was a gentleman that Don did kind of get into it, not physically, but just, back and forth on issues, about it. I think he was a member of the church too. I don't know if he's a pastor or not, but I know he was a member of the church, who was very disappointed and upset the fact that protesters came inside their place of worship. Now, what this gentleman was saying is, look, I'm a defensive man. Look, he's probably, when you're questioned on the spot, and it's cold, it's freaking cold. Minnesota's a different type of cold. I'm in Virginia, and I'm freezing my what off. And he had answered, his question, saying, look, it's unfortunate, this and any other, but look, it's Sunday. We're here to, it's our place of worship. Obviously, it's a lot of intense stuff happening in Minnesota, because we see it all the time on the news with the ICE agents, tackling down protesters, agitating, right, provoking and upsetting the federal agents, because it's both sides on this. Now, the only reason why it's worse it's worse on the ICE agent side is because they taken lives, two U.S. citizens, Renee Good and Alex Purdy. So that's what rallies up even more with why the protesters are speaking out and protesting. Says here, federal authorities arrested 3 protesters in connection with the disruption of the worship, including the civil rights activist Nakima Levy Armstrong, who I believe was the lady who was the organizer, one of the organizers. Says here, at the time, authorities initially sought charges against other present, but a federal magistrate judge denied the application to charge journalist Don Lemon at the stage, ruling the evidence didn't support immediate charges. Okay, so right then and there, charges were dropped against Don Lemon. Now, let me go ahead and share one more clip, and then I'm going to continue to talk about this with y'all, because it brings up a great argument on the whole attack on the First Amendment. And on top of that, is the government now telling America who is a journalist and who's not? Because it's very ass backwards, right? Because we see a press room filled with right-wing podcasters, okay, and folks that are in favor of this administration, and then they look at those who are the opposing side. Oh, fake left-wing hack. I mean, I shared on the program not too long ago, Caroline Levitt going after journalists from The Hill, Niall Stanage. I mean, really? The Hill? And you're calling them left-wing hacks? Hilarious, y'all. Hilarious. Let me play you this one real quick.
How do you feel about this?
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
You don't think this is peaceful?
It's trespassing. How would you feel if I went to your house and I started yelling?
I think these people would go inside of anybody's house.
This is a house of God. In the house, people don't yell at each other.
There's a lot of yelling in my house growing up. We still loved each other.
It doesn't necessarily mean yelling is the answer, right?
No, but I think it's the way you work things out is that you talk to each other, you disagree. I think maybe if the pastor would try to calm things down and say, let's all talk.
I think that it's good to talk. I think protesting on the streets is fine, but I think there's a difference between that and then going into someone's property and then yelling.
Would you be okay with your pastor talking to them?
Yeah, I think conversations will be great.
So that right there was a member of the church who obviously was just not happy at all. The fact that, okay, y'all are in here invading our place of worship. And look, again, I'm not mad at that. I'm not. Now, my thing is okay, should Don Lemon and the other independent journalist, I believe Georgia Fort, should she have been arrested? I say no. Personally, I say no, because, and Don said it repeatedly, I'm not with this group. I'm not with her. I'm just here reporting. And look, journalists do so much. They go above and beyond to try and get a good story, right? They do so much. Now, was that trespassing in Don's case? No, I don't think so. I don't think it was at all. He interviewed folks outside. He interviewed folks inside. Obviously, the doors are open. Folks was leaving because of the issue. He's like, say, okay, look, once they came in, then I see folks leaving, coming and going. Let me get some interviews. And that's what he did. Now, being that this administration is not a fan of Don Lemon, because see, now that Don Lemon is independent, Don Lemon been talking mad junk, not caring, but not playing it so biasly. He is bringing facts. Okay, look, I don't always agree with Don Lemon, but you have to speak truth to power of what has been going on here in the country. And so Don did have some words to share after because he was arrested. Then he was, oh, here we go. I think I do have a clip of let's see. Let me see if I can share this one with you here. I have a little bit of an interview from when Don spoke with the pastor. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys.
Photographing. I'm a journalist.
The arrest of journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon is...
Oh, never mind. That's just... let me take that out. That was Jake Tapper. I don't feel like listening to Jake right now. But no, that was... It just raised a lot of questions. It just raises a lot of questions. Says here that... okay, he was live streaming. Federal agents obviously later indicted him on civil rights charges, including conspiracy to deprive rights and alleged violence of the freedom of access to clinic entrances, which is the FACE Act, a law that also protects worship services from obstruction. So let me pull you the definition. Okay, let me read you all the meaning and I'll share it with you here. I just Googled it just real quickly. So this is the FACE Act right there. And okay, you see that right there. Okay, so U.S. federal law that makes it a federal crime to use force, threats, or physical obstruction to immediate or interfere with people accessing or providing reproductive health services or exercising religious freedom at a house of worship. Okay. It prohibits action. It prohibits action like physical blockades, threats, and property damage, while specifically protecting peaceful demonstrations, and has been used against anti-abortion. Okay, I'm not going to go into all that detail, but there was no violence. Now, Fox News had reported that one person was injured. One person was injured in the chaos. Now, that could have been okay, I believe that was a congregant. And again, that's reported from Fox, so that you make your judgment on that. So here are some key facts about the FACE Act. So it protects reproductive health care. Okay, protects religious freedom. That's really the main thing here that folks are looking at. Protects religious freedom, extends similar protection to individuals trying to exercise their First Amendment right to religious freedom at a place of worship. Now, in all honesty, the protesters might be in the wrong. The protesters now might be in the wrong by going inside of a church. That's just me personally. But then again, right? There have been protesters. I've seen protesters in every that has shared their take on every thing, and they'll go in a church and protest. Now, do they get escorted out? Yes. Now, sometimes there are folks that are put in handcuffs, but look, you have protesters that says, "Hey, look, I'm doing this on good trouble. I'm getting in good trouble because it is for a cause. They're not causing harm for people, but they might be somewhat disturbing." Or disturbing the place of worship if they go in. Now, I'm saying, as far as the protesters, hey, obviously they were wrong by going inside of a church. I've already shared my take on that. But Don Lemon now, he, as well as the other independent journalist, Georgia Fort, should not be arrested. Should have never been arrested, in my honest opinion. Here was some words from Don when he was released, because he made bail. Georgia Fort was the first person, I believe, that made bail, and then was Don, and they end up doing like a 8-hour broadcast for Don. Let me go ahead and let me just read you this real quick. This is from an attorney, Benjamin Crump, who was nationally renowned known civil rights attorney. He issued, this was his statement: "Arresting a journalist for doing his job is a blatant attack on the First Amendment. Don Lemon should never have been put in handcuffs for exercising protected freedoms of the press. This is dangerous, unconstitutional, and must not stand. What makes this even more egregious is that a federal magistrate judge previously declined to sign an arrest warrant, finding prosecutors had not established probable cause. When our judicial system determines an arrest lacks legal foundation, it highlights just how severe this violation of constitutional rights truly is. A free press is the cornerstone of our democracy. When journalists are intimidated, detained, or arrested for reporting the news, we all lose." I mean, go ahead. He's telling the truth. A judge already declined the charges, saying, "No, I'm not. No. This is." And then what happens? Federal agents are like, "Oh no, because you got a big man upstairs." It's like, nope, he has to go. He wants to find, like, there's so many folks that want to see him rot in jail until it's insane. Because why? The attack on the narrative, right? The far right and the right wingers are trying to control the media. Now, they definitely control the digital media. I'll be honest, they control the digital media, but cable, it's still more left leaning dominant, I believe. Here is a message or a video of when Don Lemon was released. This is what he shared on his show. Let me see if I can find that for you guys.
to this administration. If you look at any tyranny or any autocracy, any sort of dictatorship, the first thing they do is they get rid of the media. They try to silence the media. Ask Turkey about that, Erdogan. Ask Iran about that. Ask any country that has lost its way, that has been overtaken by a dictator. They get rid of the press first. And so we need to start standing up. And I got to say that from what I've heard, I haven't had a chance to see it. I've heard that my former colleagues at CNN all came out pretty unanimously, pretty strongly to support me. I understand. I believe that CNN released a statement. I've heard that CNN released a statement. Thank you very much. I have no animus for CNN. I have no animus for anyone, but I tell the truth as about what I see. And I think it's time for all journalists to stand up for each other. So I appreciate that. And look, at CNN, I worked with the best journalists in the world. So I wish them nothing but the best. But I believe those journalists as well need to stand up to the corporation. They need to tell Warner Brothers Discovery, stop playing and get your hands out of them.
Let me stop that there. So obviously you kind of hear where Don is coming from. He's going to continue to go after the corporate media because look, corporate media is it is an agenda. It's always going to be an agenda, right? They're always going to tell them exactly what to report on, how to report it on, what to avoid, what not to avoid. Don is like, look, I'm a free man. I'm a free man. I own my company. I'm going to continue to spread. And he did. He received a lot of support from so many people in the media space. Folks that said the same thing I'm saying. Don't agree with going in a church, but he was in his right as a journalist to report on that. End of discussion. So now it brings this, press freedom versus federal enforcement powers. Okay. That's what it's going to continue to bring up here, y'all. Some folks who were happy or wanted to see him arrested. Let me see if I can. So former Georgia Congresswoman, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Lord have mercy, I could not get that out. Marjorie Taylor Greene was extremely because she don't like Don because Don was one of those individuals that he had pressed her, as all journalists should have been doing, because she has been a hot mess since entering into the world of politics. But she cheers Lemon's arrest over the church protests. That's not journalism, that's activism. Here's the thing, what kills me. They keep on putting him a part of the protest. He had said it himself. He was not a part of the protest. He was reporting on the protest. Yes, he has an opinion and says, hey, look, I understand we always going to need, we need ICE, but ICE is what they're doing is unhumane. And that's the side he's on. But they're saying they keep on trying to say, oh, he was a part of the protest, so that's why he should be arrested. He was a part of the group. He should be arrested. He clear as day and has it on video saying, I'm not a part of the protest. I'm not with them. I'm not. I'm reporting on it. And so they keep on wanting to put that in the narrative. Again, like all the conservative media, mainly they want to continue to see Don lose. Look, Don got paper. Don has followers, and Don has a huge support system from public figures, and they want to continue to see him grow. Let's see here. She said, I'm going to say he violated the FACE Act. She told Bill Maher that on Real Time. He went to a church, disrupted their worship, and then later in an interview compared them to white supremacists. That's not journalism, that's activism. Demonstrators rallied against President Trump's ramped crackdown on illegal immigration, interrupted the church. Okay, I already shared all of that. So yeah, I mean, I could really care less what she has to say. She said disrupting a worship service, stop people's rights to worship God, the violation of the Faith Act. Again, as for the protesters, she might be right, but as for Don Lemon, no, she's not. All right, my friends, let me go ahead and we're gonna take a breather here, and I want to move it on to another story, but let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. You listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. Do not change that dial. We'll be right back.
6'10", number one pick, 16 seasons, college player of the year, all-rookie standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about the First Lady, Melania Trump's new documentary called Melania. There, original. It basically it was a flop. It was a flop. It was not successful whatsoever. Which again is no shocker. I don't even know why they. I mean, I don't understand the premise of having this even show. I don't find her life interesting. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her. But it was a flop. It was so bad that it only grew 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it was a flop, like a flop. And let's see here. Opened to 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. One critic said, "I'd rather rewatch January 6th." Good gracious. Woo! That's a tough response there. Says here that they're expected to lose over $70 million at the box office. Says here projected to earn $3 million in opening and weekend across 100 domestic theaters. The film roughly cost $75 million to produce, $40 million of the rights, $40 million for the rights, with $35 million for marketing. Again, this is all weird to me. This is extremely weird. So the interesting thing is Melania comes out victorious because she made, I believe, $28 million from this was going to her. Even though it was just a huge flop, she still got her, what it says here, Amazon paying $40 million for Melania's I'm looking at this on Rolling Stone magazine. Seeing writer Tessa Stewart shares on social media, which I'll report post this on our social media. $40 million from because it was on Amazon Prime Video. I think that's what Amazon was paying $40 million for Melania Trump's documentary. And so again, 28 of that went to her. She doesn't break the law by any means because she is considered a private citizen. First ladies are considered private citizens. I think the disturbing thing, and we've all noticed, is the amount of money just the Trump family has made while being in the White House. Okay. Some folks, they might grow their funds from, say, 6 figures to 1 million. No, this gentleman is now in the billions. I've shared so many, and I don't feel like going back because there's so much. But we see now Melania is getting her cash, money in her pocket, right? And it's hilarious because the only time you're gonna see this film be promoted. I mean, this was I guess what's more hilarious is just like I cannot wait to not see this. I don't know about y'all. I cannot wait to not see this. Again, I don't understand why it is in existence. Why this film is why was it produced? I guess it's trying to show off the I don't know. I really do not know. It's documenting her everyday life. I don't know. Let me even try and pull up here. Like it's just it's nothing. It's nothing. Let me see here. It is a bit heartless when you think about it, because we have these ICE protests happening right now, and now you have a red carpet for the First Lady's film. Of course, it was, you had everybody in the administration that was in attendance. Of course, the president was in attendance. Nicki Minaj, who's Team MAGA now, she's their biggest cheerleader, which I don't know if that's good for her, but and for her fan base. This was co-produced from Brett Ratner. Okay, it documents the First Lady in 20 days before her husband is second in that before her husband's second presidential inauguration. Okay, it says Amazon offered the highest price ever paid for a documentary at $40 million. Interesting. She retained editorial control over the film and was heavily involved in the production. This was Ratner's first film since his multiple sexual assault allegation in 2017. Oh, so that's because I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Okay, he's directed films like Rush Hour, The Family Man, Red Dragon, X-Men. So he has a strong resume. Yeah, I really don't know what else to discuss on this one, y'all. Go ahead and see it if you're interested in seeing it. Let us know what you think about the film. Yeah, hit me up on our website, www.theagshow.com, as well as on Instagram. You can DM me. Just let me know if you've seen it, if you thought it was cool. Yeah, I don't see the interest. I don't see. I don't care for seeing it. All I know is that it flopped. So I just want to share you. I just wanted to share you all that. And yeah, we're gonna keep this show on the road. Lastly, I want to share you this. I think this is gonna be a long conversation here. Is it wrong to keep old thirst trap pictures on your social media, even when you are in a serious relationship? Is it wrong to have old thirst trap pictures on your social media? Should they be deleted once you are in that serious relationship? The reason why I bring this up is because movie producer. I believe he's a pastor too. Devin Franklin, I believe that's his name. Devin Franklin. Devon. Yeah, no, Devin Franklin. He is the ex-husband of actress Megan Good. They have, they're divorced. Now Megan has a new man with Jonathan Majors. But it was always interesting because when Devin Franklin and Megan Good were engaged in a couple and married and all that stuff, in my mind, even though I know it's nothing like, how can I put this? So Devin being a lot of his credibility was from, I believe, the faith industry. I think that's where a lot of his success was coming from, was like the faith side. That being said, Megan Good, and Megan Good ain't no like overly sexualized, public figure. Like, she's an amazing actress, has been an actress since she was a kid. But look, she's a very beautiful lady. When they had red carpet, she was wearing some she will wear revealing things. And I say that because, okay, she's married to a pastor. Is it a little bit off-putting? Is it a little bit of not trying to judge, but is it, does it get awkward sometime? And hey, she's probably in projects where, hey, she's an actress, might be a little, I don't know. I'm just always curious. Anyways, I used to always think that in the beginning, but it was never said publicly. And then eventually they divorced. I didn't know what was the reason for divorce. I don't know if it was infidelity issues or anything like that. But the reason why I bring this up is because recently Devin Franklin was at a, speaking in front of a crowd, and this is what he had to say in regards to his last marriage or previous marriage here.
A few months prior to Costa Rica, I was faced with the question to jump or not to jump out of my marriage. Now, when I say jump, let's just be clear about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the D word, divorce. I was struggling with the question to divorce or not to divorce. Even thinking of the question was terrifying. Even having the thought put me in a state of disbelief and absolute fear. I never thought that I would contemplate it. Better yet, I never thought that I would even do it, but now I'm at the edge of considering it. These dating streets are ugly. I got on one dating app. I said, Lord, bless my swipe, bless my swipe. I got on another one. I said, Jesus, take the app, please help. Thirst trap is basically a scantily clad or suggested picture someone posts with the intention of attracting attention from the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on what they're into. Now, here's the thing. This was the same thirst trap that trapped my thirst, so I was highly aware of what the trap was because it was a very effective trapper of thirst. So I said to her, hey, obviously it's your page. I just have a question. Can I ask a question? That picture that you have pinned, top row, center slot, would you say that's a thirst trap? And she laughs and she says, well, yeah, it's a little thirst trappy. I said, well, you've already trapped my thirst. Are you still thirsty? I just found it very interesting that I'm out here decluttering my DMs like a good boy, per her request. And meanwhile, she's got the storefront looking like buy one, slide in free. A few months prior to Costa Rica.
Now, is this, that was tough. That was tough. And look, I mean, we all, as men, we all feel sometimes like we do a lot to make our wives or girlfriends happy, or whoever your partner is. You try to make that make them happy. I try not to always have that mindset because I understand that it's a team effort. You both have to do good. Now, what Devin Franklin was insinuating there is like he was the only one making the big adjustment and change, yet his girlfriend or fiance or wife at the time, she wasn't. Megan Good wasn't. And it's like, ooh, that was like, I mean, I kind of took that as like a personal shot as well. Because, and this is this can happen in, you know, when you do start dating, right? Because I remember when I was single, and you start always putting like, okay, what do you look to in a woman? What are my traits? What is this? What is that? And there was a period where I never, like, I didn't want to. If I saw a beautiful young lady, and you know, you obviously go on their socials and this and the other, and I'm like, okay, if they find and they know they find, that intimidates me, right? Because they're like, okay, I can always, you know, you should be honored to be in my presence. I can always say bounce, and I know I'm gonna get somebody else like that. You know what I mean? Like, that was intimidation for me. Then you have the folks that are fine but really humble, and like, ooh, they humble and they fine, and they don't know how fine they are, but they were humble about it. You know, okay, that's different. Now, would I go after the one that, yes, wanted to put thirst traps and all that stuff on? Because look, we as a single individual, yes, that's what you do when you're single. Now, does that change when you are in relationships? Does that change when you are serious with somebody? Does that all change? Now, look, my wife is beautiful. I want my wife to, you know, to show off. Now, that's not the kind of person she is, right? But I mean, if we're on a vacation and she's like, hey, babe, hey, give me, like, is that still a thirst trap? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm always gonna be my wife's biggest cheerleader. You know, whether if it's business attire, whether if we're on a beach somewhere, whether if it's I'm gonna be supporting, because it's like, I brag about my wife. Okay, I brag about her. She's a woman of my dreams. Of course, I'm gonna brag about her. But it is a way of saying, okay, if you're not the person that continues to, you know, put kind of content like that out, what is the sign that's showing there? I'm just curious. I'm curious, and I think we might need to be more serious with this, have some couples on the show and get their take on this. Or I might need to have my wife on and get her take on this. But I'm looking at the time. I only got maybe about like a couple minutes left, less than a couple minutes left. So I leave y'all with this question: should old thirst trap pictures be deleted when in a serious relationship? Now, you heard what Devin Franklin has said in regards to his ex-wife. I don't know why he's talking about it now. Man, probably depressed because he's now, I think, remarried, or he has somebody else now, and she's, you know, now remarried or engaged. So, you know, they're both happy now. But it's just interesting. It's interesting. Let us know what you think. Again, y'all know the socials, the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. Where else are we on? We're on Substack. We're on Facebook. Yeah, those are the platforms currently that we're actively on. And then you can also visit our website, www.theagshow.com. Again, that's www.theagshow.com. You see the QR code right there. Oh, no, there we go. That QR code. That QR code right there. And you can email us through there and let us know what you think. So, y'all, we got so much stuff happening in our world today. Again, attack on the First Amendment. Was Don Lemon wrong or seeing the right? Should independent media be scared, or independent journalism? Should they be nervous about this administration? We're gonna continue to talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. And we are again gonna continue to spread the narrative of great conversation here on this program. Y'all, as always, y'all take care. God bless. Stay safe out there in those streets. Always stay informed. Great combo here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.